Hey guys, happy Thanksgiving everyone, and this video is dedicated especially to those people who are wondering, just how on earth am I going to be positive, if I'm broke? Okay, so if that's you, this video is going to basically be my sharing to you. Okay, a lot of people have actually been following me on Facebook, sending me friends requests. In fact, I get like at least 50 friend requests a day. So if I accepted all the friend requests that I received, well, it just would take so much time. So actually, I haven't got on doing it. But the point is that a lot of people actually look up to what I've achieved in a very short period of time because at the beginning of the year, I was basically, hopeless and broke, and I actually received like eviction notices and threats that like the town council is going to come and arrest me for not making payments on time and this and that. And you must, if this is the first time you're hearing that, you may be wondering, are you for real? Was it really that bad? Well, it was. You wouldn't imagine how bad it was, back then, during those times. I also urge you to think of what Donald Trump had to say because there was a time when Donald Trump was like 3.7 billion in debt, and he said at that point of time, if he went out on the street and took a walk around, and any of the beggars by the roadside was richer than he was, which is true because while they may have zero, or they may have a couple $100 in debt, that's nothing in comparison to 3.7 billion in debt. But here's the important thing, because when you're in that situation, you need to look at things, very clearly as to, what can I do now? It's not about what I've done wrong in the past and wallow in self-pity and say, oh man, I was such a bozo, I was a moron, I shouldn't have fell for that thing, I should have done this, shouldn't have done that. Well, it's true, there's a lot of things that I personally shouldn't have done. And, the result of who I am today is, is because of the things I've done. And even now, I'm normal. I still pay debts. I still have payments every month. And sometimes when let's say if there's a slip up and commissions don't come in on time, I do start panicking as well. I'm not much better than you guys. I'm not much better. But what I know is that I don't have to worry too much because I'm actually able to achieve. I've actually acquired a skill set that allows me to generate income almost whenever I want. All right, so that is the thing. And if you just focus in your mind on the things that produce results, like the income producing activities. So let's say if you're working a job, it could be about extending your hours. It could be taking on additional job roles. It could be taking on second shift. Or let's say if you are working online like I do, basically it could be that, okay, maybe you want to have a look at the company that you're working on. Is that paying you well enough? If not, you may want to switch. Or let's say if you think you have a stable subscription income in one opportunity, maybe it's about time to work on something else to build up a plan B in income streams. So it's like, I don't only have plan Bs, I have like plan C, plan D, and plan Es. Why? Because I learned the hard way that you just can't rely on something. As much as people don't want things to fail, but things happen. Everyone's human, and shit happens. Murphy's law: what can go wrong will go wrong. So just prepare yourself the best that you can, and that's going to keep you safer. I wouldn't say safe, I would say safer. There's always risks. It's just how you manage them. But most importantly, you focus on the right things. Focus on what's producing results. Rather than spending time worrying about how debtors are going to start chasing you. Tell yourself that I could either sit and worry. I could sit and worry, or maybe watch TV that doesn't make me money, or I could actually sit down and do stuff that's going to get me paid, right? And if I just focus my time on doing stuff that gets me paid. You know, I know that even if the payment came a little bit off schedule, you know, paying it off like a day or two late is still not too bad. In many cases, most organizations don't actually mind if you pay things 1 or 2 days late, but definitely not like 1-2 months late or not paying at all. So that's what I recommend that you want to do. So focus on the things that work, and basically that way, you know, even in the times when you know, I remember a few years ago, the first time I already went broke. The first time I was like down to like $2. No, I was down to like $3 in my. No, was it? Yeah, I was down to like $3 in my bank account, and I think I had to borrow a few bucks from friends, just so that I could top it up to like $10, so that I could take like, you know, $10 out. You know, so I had to put $7 in so that I could take $10 out and pass the 7 back to my friends, and then have my $3. And with that $3, you know, I basically bought myself dinner, and I sat down and re-strategized what was I going to do for the next day. And dinner cost me at $2 that day. This was like 6-7 years ago. And then with the $1 that I had remaining, what I did was that I that was my transfer for the next day. And you know what? I at a point of time I was involved in some kind of a network marketing deal which paid a nice commission for referrals. And what I basically did was when I was actually stuck with that predicament, I was broke, you know, so to speak. The next day I put on my best suit, and I had him iron on the spot. I shined my shoes and walked out to give presentations to like 4 or 5 people, and I made a sale. You know, I didn't make 4 or 5 sales, but I made 1 sale out of 5. Just because, okay, who says you need to be rich? Who says you need to have $1 million in your bank account to think like a millionaire? I'm not trying to say that, you know, you can be broke but pretend to be millionaire. But I'm saying that it's about having that millionaire mindset, that mindset that basically, you know, radiates and says that, you know, I'm a problem solver, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm on top of things, I can manage things. You know, small things are not going to upset me. I've got bigger ways of doing things. And when people feel that millionaire vibe, you know, even if you don't, but I think it's a division, you see? If you don't have it, you still need to have the vision of having something. Because with the vision, you know, a lot of things will happen in the brain. There's something called auto-suggestion, and that's I mean, it's a whole new topic for itself. Won't want to go into details for that, but you know, anyway, I know I'm getting a little rambly. I'm just going to cut it off here, and type in your comments below the video as to how you felt this did for you. I hope this has helped provide you some insight as to how you can be broke, you know, but how that's not going to stop you from achieving the results